Welcome traders to this week's analysis of DXY dollar index. Let's see what we have got in dollar. Since last year, I've been saying this, the dollar is ultimately going to pick up the strength, and that has been happening. If you look closely on monthly time frame, the market has created a double bottom and it has been going up. Now there will be ups and downs, for a few weeks and days, and even for months, for a couple of months, the market was down here. But ultimately, the dollar is going to go up. And if you have been following my analysis for some time, then you know what I mean. But let's just give you a very basic and very quick revision. Right now, the dollar has been making this multi-year W pattern, right? And this W pattern does not actually finish here. It finishes near about 110, 113, near about that level, depending on how it actually breaks out from here. So ultimately, the dollar on multi-year basis is still bullish. However, we look at the current state. Now, current state is showing that the dollar is actually running inside this particular channel that we have got. So it's sideways movement on multi-month basis. So it went up, came back down, went back up, came back down to near about same level, and now it is in the process of going back up. And that is why I've been saying that the market is expected to come to the mid of the channel, which is anywhere between 94, 95 area, and if it picks up momentum, then 96 area as well. It's quite possible that it will come there, and it has already reached 92. Remember, we have been long from 89 point something level here, and it has reached 92. So that is a very good move. It has been going up as per our analysis. Now, once it has reached near about this level here, 95 area or so, then it may take a little bit of dip, and after that, we will see whether it is creating a new structure or not. But over if you start looking into fundamentals, which I usually don't, but this is what I mentioned to some of our traders who work very closely with us, that ultimately they are going to increase the interest rate on dollar. And if that happens, then this is obviously going to go towards the higher end of the channel. And if it breaks through this, then obviously it is going to go to that. So this is still in the play. Whatever you're saying, on daily basis, on hourly basis, that is just noise. If you look at on the monthly time frame, what it is trying to do. And by looking at the monthly time frame, we were very easily able to establish that dollar was going to go into a recovery play sort of mode. And let me actually quickly tell you what I mean here. So this was a demand zone here, and the market came right into the demand zone, went up, came back down, created a double bottom, and then started to go up. Now in this process, it is forming a W pattern which can push the price into this higher level here. And you see, this also was expected, because the market was also creating an M pattern, and when M pattern completes, the market is expected to go higher. This is not the first target of this M pattern. The first target is approximately here. We are still going towards that, and that first target is also going to coincide with the previous structure here, and that is near about 95 area or so, 94 or 95 area. So this is what we have on dollar. Dollar is still bullish. You can ignore few ups and downs on daily or 4 hourly, 1 hourly, or even on weekly basis, but ultimately the overall momentum will still be bullish. Okay, so this is what we have. Let's go and look at on weekly time frame. On weekly time frame, again, we are seeing the same thing. We are observing the same W pattern which is forming right now, and it is moving slowly. It has started to move towards this midpoint here. Once this has been broken, the market is expected to go towards this 200 moving average, which is 95 level, and that is going to coincide with previous structure level here. By the way, there is a very good tutorial that I've released on 200 moving average. Go and check it out on the channel. So 200 moving average is probably going to pull this up, because last time when it went through 200 moving average, it was never able to go back to it. So that's what it is going towards now. So dollar is going to stay bullish, even though there can be ups and downs. Again, if I go to the daily time frame, on daily time frame, what has happened, that market created a breakout, And this is where we were talking about. If you remember, I mentioned that this is simply a range, and the market was going to break out of this. Now, when it broke out, there was a gap left. So it is still possibility that it can fall back down to close that gap up and then go back up, or this gap can remain open for years to come. Okay, so there is a gap. You should be aware of that, because whatever you're trying to do, this will always be a kind of risk on your long position. The market can fall down to close this gap before rattling up, or it can continue to go up, and after a few years, few months, it can come back down. That's a different matter, but you should be aware of that. But it has played out exactly how we anticipated. The dollar has been going up, and if you go back to media reports and all that, at that point in time everybody was thinking, yeah, dollar is going to go down 87, 86. Some people were actually saying that it was going to go down to 75 as well. Don't trust them. Just look at the chart for yourself, learn how to read the charts yourself, and make the decision based on that. Because as I always say, whatever you see in front of you on the charts, that is the ultimate truth. Charts never lie. They're telling you exactly what needs to be done and what has been happening. All you have to do is just make sure that you spend your time and some effort in learning how to read those charts properly. Okay, so this is what has happened. Now let's bring in the original analysis. This is where we have been looking for. Remember this monthly critical level. This was the level 90.133, and the market actually kept on rotating around this level for a long period of time. And this was the FCP zone. This was the final barrier here. It broke out of that. This FCP zone became a support. I was expecting it to fall down here, that was a possibility, but this became a support. There was a gap left. Market came right there. It has not closed the gap yet. That means the market still wants to close that gap up. And in that process, right now, this is because this is also consolidating right there in this box. If it breaks out, then I'm expecting it to go all the way to test the previous high or even higher to 93.56. Okay. Now, if you are looking for any short position, or if the market starts to go down, then what kind of levels you're looking at? All of these horizontal levels, they have acted as the resistance in the past. Now they can act as support when the market starts to go down. So we play these levels as support and resistance once again. So you can do that right now. This is forming a lot of WNM patterns which we have been able to trade on. If you know how to trade FCP WNM patterns, this is how we can maximize on these opportunities. So this is what we can do now. So that's the daily time frame. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. On 4-hour time frame, we can still see those WNM patterns. On 1-hour time frame, the market is trying. It is actually getting it's going. It's kind of building the strength to for a breakout. But and we have the gap level here. So I'm expecting it to go higher into this, and in this process, as you can see, the market is also creating a W pattern. So it's quite possible that it will come there, and after that it can take a little bit of dip. But you should watch out for any strength based breakout, because it has a potential to go back all the way to the previous high, as I just mentioned. So this is in-depth overall analysis, multi-time frame analysis for you. If you enjoyed this analysis, make sure you subscribe and hit the like button and share it with other traders and trading communities, because it will also benefit them as it has been helping you. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a great trading week next week.